Michelle! Oh, Michelle! Are you in there? Do you need something, Georges? Oh, come on, don't be like that. Do I have to need something to talk to you? Do I have to need something to talk to you? No, but you looked like you were in an unusually good mood, so I thought... Well, why wouldn't I be? It's a wonderfully gloomy day out. I would understand if it were clear out, but can you really say it's wonderfully gloomy? Well, you can't be outside for very long when it's not cloudy, so in our case, this is perfect weather. What do you say we go for a little stroll while we can? Dee's around today too, so we can see if he's up for it. It'll be like old times. We've been running around like headless chickens lately, so we haven't had much of a chance for a sibling outing. We'll have Mom make us a lunch, and then... Ooh, we'll take a couple horses up to the forest edge. I'm fine with that if you are. You bet your bum I am. I asked after all. Now come on, let's go.
An outing, you say?
Yep. Hop on a couple horses and head for the forest. We haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not?
I see. Well, if Michelle's coming, I see no reason to say no. Let's set off right away.
Whoa, slow down there. Are you saying you wouldn't go if it was just me? It's Michelle or nothing?
Of course. Why on earth would I want to go horse riding alone with you? I'd rather drown myself.
Le gasp! I can do better than that. Le gasp! I don't know, was that better? Didier, could I perhaps make a small request?
Go on, let's hear it.
Do you mind if I hold the horse's reins?
Oh, that's all? By all means. I'll be there behind you to make sure nothing happens, so have at it. But do be warned, my horse is a bit temperamental. If you're not gentle, he'll start getting moody with you. I doubt that will be a problem for you, though, Michelle.
I'll be careful. Fuck. Hey, whoa, slow down, guys.
Look at that, Michelle. Georges is still fumbling around all the way back there.
Are we going a bit too fast?
No, you're fine. That you were able to get past that so quickly is proof of your talent.
Ha! Finally caught up. This isn't a race, you know. Why can't we enjoy the scenery, indulge in some nice pathos?
A warrior and his horse need not of pathos. Isn't that right, Michelle?
It certainly is, Didier. Come on, you guys. Be nice. This was my idea. You've really taken after old D, haven't you, Michelle? I, for one, would rather see you admiring flowers, or dancing with butterflies, or gazing out at a beautiful sunset, or enjoying poetry. More pathos, my dear sister, and less barbarism. Longsword suits of armor and tales of heroic knights are so much more appealing, though. Ah, you've let him get his claws in too deep, Michelle. Oh dear, oh my. I'm going to have 2 meathead siblings before I know it.
What did you just call me?
Now, you two. Why don't we stop here for a picnic? Seconded! My stomach's been rumbling up a storm. I took a few bites earlier because I was about to die back there.
I hope your horse throws you into a river.
Rub salt in the wound. Hey, so the other day I brought a cat home. Cat? Yep, speckled from head to toe and ugly as a witch's ass. I was gonna keep it in my room, but Mom flipped when she saw it. Keep that filthy thing out of my house! Wish there was something else. Wish there was something we could do about how much of a clean freak she is.
George, try not to stress Mother too much. You're unpredictable enough as it is.
It would be nice, though, to have a cat, I mean. You think so? Then how about this? We'll keep it in the courtyard. I'll feed it on days when it's clear, and you can do it when it's cloudy, Michelle. I don't know what cats eat, though. I bet he'd like pastries.
Do you want to kill the cursed thing? I cannot approve of anyone taking care of an animal who thinks that's a good idea.
Sorry. Pull the stick out of your ass, D. Life's all about experimentation. Live and learn.
Don't experiment on animals.
Well, if you're gonna be like that, how about you help out too? You can keep an eye on us and make sure we don't do anything stupid.
What? Now you're trying to drag me into this?
Already done. You're in. It's settled.
Damn it, George.
Now we need to come up with a name. Have any ideas, Michelle? What? You want me to name it? Not very often you get to give another living thing a name. Well, I guess you might have a few more chances down the road. Consider this practice. Something elegant and beautiful. You've got this.
Now, George, don't put so much pressure on her. You have a point, though. It is a good opportunity. Don't stress too much about it, Michelle. Just choose something you like.
You said the cat was speckled and ugly? Yep. One look and you'll be laughing so hard you can't breathe. Alright then. Ugly Speckles. That's its name?
It would seem you do not have a future in the arts, Michelle.
But you said it was ugly and speckled, George. I did, yes. You could have tried a little harder than that, though. But why not? Ugly Speckles it is. It's actually kind of charming when you say it out loud. Ugly Speckles. It's not that funny.
It is quite something indeed. The more I think about it, the more I...
Not you too, Didier. We should bring Ugly Speckles on our next outing. Sitting together beneath the clouds, having lunch.
That we should. When Michelle's gotten a little bigger, let's do this again. The three of us and our ugly, speckled cat.
You said it. We're all good friends here, after all.
I've never been your friend, though.
God, must you always be such a jerk! Oh boy.
Didier, Georges, was Amy telling the truth? Do you really think I'm nothing but trouble? Do you think I've lost my mind? That I'm a demon child? Didier, Georges, why do you not open this door for me and let me out? Were the things I said that day really so heinous? Do you resent me too, like Amy? Didier, Georges, how do you think about me now? Is this body really so unusual? If I hadn't undergone the transformation I did, would things still have been the way they were before? Would we be able to go out to that forest again and make silly, meaningless conversation, everyone laughing like we had then? If this body hadn't changed the way it did, would I not be trapped in this darkness? Even if that were the case, I didn't want to be a girl. If God descended from heaven and offered to change me back, I would have turned him down, because inside, I wasn't a girl.
Oh, taking me back to a fucking asinine debate I had with a friend who started leaning right like an idiot. And my nightmare at Amy's hands didn't end there either. As much as I loathed to admit it, I was terrified of her. Every day, I dreaded the sound of the door opening. However, if I were to block the door off with furniture, I would lose my only remaining lifeline. I had no choice in the matter. I still say keep trying to break that window, man. There's no way it's impenetrable for you. It's time for supper, Michelle. I brought your favorite, parsnips. The recontextualization no one saw coming, but holy fuck. Well, what the dogs didn't eat of them anyway. But you don't mind, do you? I'm going to cut your nails today, Michelle. I need you to stay very still. You wouldn't want my hands to slip. So to make sure you do, I'm tying you up. This way you can't accidentally move. Here's your water, Michelle. It's murky? Oh, heavens me. I must have fetched it from the wash basin by mistake. It's supper time, Michelle. I brought you parsnips again. Don't worry, the dogs didn't have any of these. They didn't seem to be interested in eating them raw. What, you don't want any? Then what am I going to do with these? You know, Michelle, you're such a disgrace. Cry for me, won't you? Beg for mercy. Look at you, all that pride. Gone out the window. It's hilarious, I tell you. She did everything imaginable to torture me, both physically and emotionally. To be honest, it was rather impressive in a sick way, how she was able to come up with so many different ways to torment me. Man, if Amy were born in modern times and grew up around slightly better influences, she could have made a killing, man. And she knew precisely what caused me the most pain. My body, and the discrepancy between what I was and what I felt I was. She delighted in telling me I wasn't male, and sometimes in showing me. But I don't think I need to describe the things she did to me in any more detail. I could think of only one way to keep myself from breaking down. I completely stopped talking, stopped struggling. Then one day, after about 6 months or so, she said with a disinterested sigh, "I'm done." And that was the last of it. By swallowing my pride and not resisting, I was able to escape from her grip. Once she was gone, the servants took over attending to me again. I was still imprisoned, but now there was a serenity in my solitude. I didn't speak with anyone. I didn't make eye contact. I didn't do anything. I just lived. But even though I had peace, I still feared Amy might have a change of heart. I trembled at the possibility that one day it might be her that opened the door. But above all, I despised the fact that I lived in such fear of a girl. An overwhelming self-loathing threatened to crush me. I had recurring nightmares about the things Amy had done to me. The wounds she gave me did not heal. They only grew worse, eating away at me day after day. I was beginning to lose confidence in my own sanity in the silent darkness. where there was no sense of time. The line between dream and reality blurred. I often found myself screaming, crying into the empty air. I clawed at my skin, pulled out my hair, paced back and forth across the room, pounded at the door, yelled for help. Screamed some more. It was the very image of pitiful, absolute wretchedness. And every time I did, I'm sure there was someone on the other side of the door, whispering about how poor Michelle had lost her mind. Eventually, I gave up entirely. It was a stormy night in my 16th year. I had been confined for more than 2 years at that point. Heavy rain pounded against the windows like thousands of little spears. I was sitting quietly on my bed, unable to fall asleep. When suddenly there was a loud banging on the door.
Michelle? Michelle, are you awake?
If you aren't, then hurry up and get awake. We've got big trouble.
Lower your damned voice.
But...
When I first heard my brother's voices after so long, I thought I was hallucinating. In 2 years, they had never once come for me. No matter how hard I pounded on the door, no matter how many times I called for them. And after all that time, I didn't expect that to ever change. I had given up, assumed they had long since cast me aside. Unable to bring myself to say anything, I simply stared at the door. When there was another loud bam, bam. The sound was half consumed by a crack of thunder, giving it an indescribably eerie quality. Please say something, Michelle.
Seriously, there's no time.
You can hear us in there, can't you? You're there behind the door, aren't you?
Come on, just one word, Michelle.
Is it really you, Didier, Georges? For a moment, they seemed to be at a loss for words, probably because they almost didn't recognize my voice. But it was only a heartbeat, and then Didier spoke. There is a carriage waiting outside. I'm going to unlock the door so you can leave in it. Why? Because
Dad's talking crazy. He's saying the Bollinger family has no need for a demon child, that you're a mark of shame on our name. So he's going to have you executed.
Georges! Father wants me dead. It felt like the floor had fallen out from under me. Executed. Demon child. Mark of shame. So he was saying I didn't even deserve to live anymore.
It's planned for tomorrow morning. We only just found out ourselves, which is why...
You prepared a way for me to escape. But why? Why? Do you even need to ask? Because we're family. Something terrible has gotten into Father. I clenched my teeth, fighting back a bitter, angry sigh. But I couldn't keep all those emotions bottled up for long. A maelstrom of feelings I thought I had lost in my 2 years of imprisonment swirled up inside me, spilling from my lips. Why? Why are you doing this now? If you really felt that way, then why didn't you come sooner? 2 years I spent locked in this room. Do you have any idea how I felt in that time? Any idea how hard I had to fight to endure?
how many times I cried for your help. How hard I pounded on the door, begging to be set free. But never once did you come. Not even once. Michelle, I scare you, don't I? You think I've gone insane, that I've lost my mind? That I sold my soul to the devil, don't you?
No, Michelle.
No, Michelle, we don't. Then why? Why didn't you come and set me free?
Michelle, No, we don't think you've lost your mind at all.
So you didn't want to see me then? You didn't want to face what I've become? Tell me I'm wrong, Didier, Georges. You left me here, abandoned me, for 2 whole years. Locked me away so you didn't have to see me. I'm sorry. I'm just, really busy with my art. I've been getting a ton of commissions down at the court, and Didier's a knight now, so he's up to his neck in expeditions. I'm really sorry.
As am I. I cannot say that you are wrong. After what happened, I wasn't sure how I was supposed to act around you. I'm still not sure, even now. I knew I had to find the time to collect myself, but I kept putting it off, vainly hoping that time would take care of it all. And for that, I owe you an apology. But you need to understand, I do not agree with Father's decision. I do not want to lose you. I don't think you're a demon child, and Georges feels the same. Neither of us want to see you dead.
What he said, Michelle. There's not much time. We need to get you out of here. I bit down hard on my lower lip, hard enough to draw blood. It was that or start sobbing. It's a little late for that.
Michelle.
If you don't get out of here, you're going to be killed. If I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I? What are you? You're
a Boulanger. You're our family. And that's all there is to it. I pray you can forgive me for averting my eyes for so long.
Can I trust you? Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? That you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier. Georges.
You absolutely can, Michelle. I swear to God on high.
And I swear to the God of art. Michelle.
Michelle.
I have no other choice, do I? I couldn't talk Father out of it, could I?
I would rather you didn't try. He is not a man to change his mind. If you were to show up before him, he would likely draw his sword on you himself. It would destroy Mother. I'm sorry. We're not doing this only for you.
Okay. I'll go. Oh, thank goodness.
The carriage will take you to a mansion, Michelle. It's a property Father purchased some time ago. but due to rumors about the house, it's abandoned. No one wants to buy it from him either, so that's unlikely to change. And that's unlikely to change. It's the ideal place to keep you out of sight.
What kinds of rumors?
Well,
No point in keeping it a secret. He has a right to know. They say a witch lives there.
A witch?
I think it's all just made up, personally. I went to check the place out and there was no one there. It was a little dreary, to be sure.
I had hoped to have a better place arranged for you, but there wasn't enough time. This is only temporary, Michelle. I cannot say how long it will be, but Father will pass away eventually. When he does, Georges will inherit the estate, and that will mean you can return. So I ask that you hold out until that time.
If I don't leave, I'm going to be executed. So send me anywhere. I won't complain.
I'm glad to hear you say that. I will talk to Father and ensure he does not suspect anything.
We'll make this work, don't you worry. The long and short of it is, Dad simply wants you erased from the family.
Georges!
Sorry. I wasn't trying to be mean. But anywho, once I take over, we're in the clear. You'll be acknowledged as a Boulanger.
I see. Okay then.
Can I open the door now?
Just a minute.
Huh? You're still not ready?
I don't have any clothing.
Ah, right, you wouldn't, huh?
How tall are you now, Michelle?
Around the same height as you, I think. You're taller than me? Damn!
Alright, I'll bring you some of my clothes.
Thank you. Wow, I didn't think I've ever heard you say thank you without putting up a fight, Michelle.
That's not true. I don't think. I'll be back soon. Get what you need together.
Alright. Man.
Sitting in the carriage waiting outside, listening to the pitter-patter of the rain, I gazed out at my two brothers. I hadn't seen them in 2 years, but they hardly looked any different than how I remembered them. I was the only one who had changed, and dramatically at that. Looking at them, I couldn't help but remember the old days, playing chess with Didier, learning to draw from Georges, our sibling outings. However, the ominous sound of thunder crashing in the distance drowned out those memories. The mansion is several days' travel from here. Hopefully the carriage isn't too uncomfortable. I will send a package with any supplies you need once a month. Food, clothing, and something to pass the time. If there's anything you want, Michelle, just tell me. Now, or you can have a servant pass a message on to me.
I can't think of... Actually, wait, I can think of one thing. I would like a chess set.
Alright, I'll have one made.
I would rather have yours, Didier. Would that be possible?
Are you sure you want that beaten old thing?
Yes, I want that one.
Alright then. I'll include it in the first delivery.
I'll send you something too, Michelle. Anything you want, just tell me. In that case, I would like some art tools. I'm nowhere near as much of an artist as you are, Georges, so they don't have to be anything special. Gotcha. So some canvas and... how about some charcoal? And when you're back, I want to see what you've made with it, okay?
Okay. I know this is already hard enough on you, Michelle, but I need to ask you to do something for me. Avoid making contact with anyone who doesn't already know about you.
So, I can't talk to anybody but the servants.
Put simply, yes. Tomorrow the world will consider you dead. So we cannot have people finding out who you actually are. So we cannot have people finding out So we cannot have people finding out you are actually alive. Especially Father. Please do this for me.
I've been doing that for 2 years already. I've long since lost interest in interacting with anybody, so you don't need to ask me to keep to myself.
Right.
Does anyone else know I'm alive?
Yes, Mother knows. In fact, this was her idea.
It was. She loves you, Michelle. She really does. Mom just, is having a little trouble facing the truth. That adds such an interesting layer to this that it wasn't fully, or even maybe at all, the brothers' initiative to get this going for Michelle. Interesting. So even though she's not here to see you off, I guarantee you she doesn't want to see you dead. She wants to have you in her life again.
I expect Mother will be writing you. So please, take the time to write her back. She's a troubled woman, but her love for you is true and unwavering. Will you do that?
Just a quick little, hey, I got your letter, doing great, it'll suffice. Alright. Just so you know, it kills me and Dee that we can't stand up to Dad. But as long as he lives, his word is God in this house.
I understand that, yes.
Well, you never know. He could be gone quicker than you expect. Week from now and BAM! He's dead as Dee's social life.
Is there not an ounce of respect in your body?
Oh, give me a break. I'm upset. He's gone way too far. And once he's dragged his ass off to the great beyond, anything goes. Surprise! Michelle was alive!
Yeah, I suppose.
Until then, we'll take care of things here. Tomorrow's gonna be the performance of our lives. Crying like a couple of big babies and laughing our tails off inside.
You'll forgive me if I have trouble trusting that loose tongue of yours.
I'm not stupid. I know this is important. Not even Amy'll suspect a thing.
Amy.
Yeah, not even she can know. It's gonna crush her, I'm sure, but the less people who know, the better.
When George said her name, my whole body went shamefully cold. It had been 1.5 years since the hell she'd put me through, but every last detail of it remained carved into my mind and body. There was no way she would be even slightly sad about my death. She might act it, but she would almost certainly be elated by the news. It seemed George had still yet to see what lay beneath that woman's mask.
I know you two were close.
Huh?
And you were worried about... Are you worried about how this might affect her?
What?
She cared for you for about 6 months, didn't she? When you wouldn't let the servants in.
What?
From what I hear, you got real close to dying in there. You wouldn't even eat unless she was there.
Who the hell told you that?
What? Is that not what happened?
Did something happen between you two, Michelle?
Amy didn't do a damn...
Never mind.
I can't tell them. I can't put what I went through into words. It will only worsen my shame. Especially not in front of my brothers. George, how are things between you and Amy? You still letting what happened 2 years ago get to you? Well, I mean, at the time, things were a total disaster. I'm all excited about getting myself a pretty little wife only to find out she's rocking the boat with someone else. I cried for weeks.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Deep down, though, she ain't actually a bad girl. She's young and kids make mistakes. After it all came out, she turned over a new leaf. She started doting on me something serious, and well, it's hard not to let one little mistake like that go when she's trying... It's hard not to let one little mistake like that go when she's trying so hard to make up with me. The age excuse doesn't work for Dee, though. For about a year, things were really rough between us. I didn't even want to look at him. But at the end of the day, we're family. We can get past anything. Besides, because you let the cat out of the bag, that gave me something to hold over Dee. All things considered, I'm not complaining.
So, you would say you're happy then, George?
Sure would, yep. Believe it or not, I'm kinda head over heels for her. Hard not to like a girl like Amy.
Oh, I see.
Do you really feel that bad about 2 years ago?
So she's still keeping up the good girl facade around George and Didier. No one else knows she's actually a sadistic, cackling demon. There's nothing less trustworthy in the world than a woman who's always smiling. But if George thinks he's happy, I can't take that away from him.
Michelle?
Oh, right, yes, I do feel guilty about the way I lost control of my emotions and took it out on you guys. It happens to everyone. In fact, you could stand to do a little more shouting and fussing. Then you could... Because I have underdeveloped social skills. You heard that?
How does he remember that that's what he said 2 years ago? You've got one hell of a nasty streak, huh, Dee?
I'm glad to hear you're still on good terms. It wasn't my intention to pit the two of you against each other. We know. The blame falls on my shoulders. I want you to know something, Michelle. Though your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept, with enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before, just like it did for myself and George. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing.
God's a little bit of a jerk, too.
Try not to forget I am a knight, George. In time. In time. Speaking of which, we don't have much left. I'm going to tell the coachman to set off, okay?
Didier,
Yes?
tell me the truth. Will the three of us ever meet again?
Why would you even ask that? Of course we will.
Not a chance I'm letting this be our last family get-together.
One last question, then.
I need water. My mouth is so dry.
Yes. Am I your brother?
Well, I mean, look at you. Don't look like much of a sister to me. So yeah, I'd say you are.
I see. So long, then. Farewell. And may good health bless you until we meet again.
Until then, Michelle.
Farewell.
Before seeing me off for good, they both gave me strong, firm hugs. I didn't enunciate that very well. Before seeing me off for good, they both gave me strong, firm hugs. Didier first, and then Georges. The warmth I felt in their arms, in my family's arms, slowly spread throughout my chilled body, which made it that much more difficult to part ways. The wheels of the carriage rattled against the wet, stone-paved road. I stuck my head out the window, watching as they shrunk into the distance, standing there in the rain until they were completely out of view. A tightness filled my breast. Every glimmer of hope I had for my new life was matched by an equal degree of darkness and uncertainty. Would I ever make it back home? And if I did, would people still call me a demon child? Having to write mother was another uncomfortable weight on my soul. The thought of having to play a girl for her made me sick. Georges had acted like it would be nothing, but it wasn't that easy. It was more than mere pretend. Didier had said that with time things would change, but how could he be certain that those changes would be for the better? The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion.